Hey, it's Frank Klesitz, and I'm going to interview Chad and Sandy Neumann here today. And they are in Jacksonville. Their clients at Vyral, they signed up in the middle of 2021. And it's been working for them. And we're going to dive deep to why is it working? What are they doing? How are they getting business? And just, if you're thinking about being a client or you're a client that's struggling to get results with this, I just want to interview clients who are doing well so you can kind of see their behaviors, maybe their personality and what they're doing tactically. So you can make up, what you have to do to get the most out of using video and social media and email marketing to get people to call you to buy or sell a home, which is the whole point. Chad and Sandy read the video marketing plan that's on the homepage of our website. You can go to getvyral.com, download the video marketing plan, on the homepage, read that. And essentially it's a comprehensive 36 touch program for your database. It's for your past clients. It's for your centers of influence. It's for all maybe the leads you have, your nurtures in your system to stay in touch with and be in front of. So when they think about buying or selling a home, they call you. But also too, you can track the people that actually watch your videos through the emails and you can proactively follow up. So we're going to dive deep in today of what they're doing to get results. And thanks for being here, Chad and Sandy. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
A little background on you two really quick. So last year, in 2020, 75 sales, 2021, 109 sales. The number of contacts they have in their email marketing account is 5,500. So there's 5,500 emails through all the exports we got that we send the emails to. But you also have a agent-to-agent database of about 1,300 agents. Is that right, Chad and Sandy?
Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
Got it. You want to double your business this year, which we'll talk about having a plan to do. And it's kind of interesting in the write-up from your history is that you were doing some of this before and then you changed to this. I want to hear your story. And you also work with my friend Chris Watters. You followed his system out of Austin. I run the listing lead show with him. So do you guys ever have a chance to catch the listing lead show? It's thelistingleadshow.com. Chris and I do a podcast every 2 weeks or every month with some top agent in the country about what they're doing at listings.
Yeah, we've heard it a few times. Yeah, it's great stuff. So love it.
Yeah. So take us back. You were at a point where you realized you had to do something different with video and you had to do something different with your database. And Vyral kind of piqued your interest of doing our marketing plan. What was that point? What was that pain or that problem you were facing at that point where you were considering doing something different?
Well, we basically hit a wall with the number of transactions we were doing. We were spending a lot of money, and towards the end there, it didn't matter how much. We added a whole bunch of time and we added a whole bunch of money. And for the 3 years straight, we could not get past the wall of, say, 30, 40 transactions a year, no matter what we did. And we were doing a lot of video and a lot of other different things, working Sphere, like a bunch of different strategies at one time.
So you're doing 30, 40 deals a year and you were stuck. Mm-hmm. This is great. And you were throwing a lot of money at it. Give us some of the ideas of the time and the money you were throwing at that problem that wasn't working. You don't have to mention specific people.
Okay.
Right.
But just give us an idea of to relate to the audience that might be in the same shoes you were in.
So just one of them for video coaching for content was, $3,700 a month. Right, Chad?
So you guys paid $3,700 a month just to get coached on how to create content?
Yes.
Wow,
and then
okay.
I at that time was doing all the editing myself. So we're talking about at least one full day of just working on the videos, like taking away from the real estate transactions.
Got it. So you were doing really high-end video work, which is like an emotional and time and money suck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We've lost a lot of clients to that. You get bored doing your videos on the webcam, your simple educational videos. And, you go off and spend stupid money on something like this. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Focus? Yeah, There's your camera, right?
That's nice.
And you realize how much time and energy and money, scripting, and then the constant burden of having to publish regularly. Yeah, I've been there. I can relate to you.
Those videos were uploaded to he was what was he? He had tons of followers, so we were able to use some of his content on his page. So
it's a social media influencer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's probably doing really well with lots of followers and everything online. That's going to show you how to do the exact same thing, but it's incredibly competitive, even more competitive than selling real estate. You have to be in the top 1% of your game to be able to get business doing that. Yeah. What else? What else was in the situation you realized you had to do something?
I mean, we were really just a husband-wife team just for the longest time. We had a couple agents working with us here and there, and then we actually, I think we were at a spot at an event, and I think we talked to you guys, and you guys actually sent Chris Watters' book to us, and we looked at that like, wait a minute, there's a whole plan outlined here, and let's call these guys up and see what we can do. Because we had some other coaching as well too, and nothing really pushes over the top to kind of help us with every little step of hiring, what to do next, how to handle people, how to what each step. It was just laid out with Chris's book and Brad's book there. It was just amazing. So we actually went out to Austin and sat down with them and talked to them guys. We did the master class. It was like 90-day master class, and then it's put us over the top. And
Oh yeah, you got some real good knowledge.
oh man! So then they invited us out to Austin.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Chris Watters, just so you know, sells thousands of houses out of Austin, and runs an incredibly great marketing-based business where I don't think many of his agents do any prospecting. They just go on the appointments at this point, right? And you guys read his book. You can go check out the $1 Million Real Estate Team. It's up on Amazon. You can go purchase it. And give me a couple things you love the most about that book that really shifted your mindset of the direction you have to go to increase your production from where you were before you read it and found Chris.
I would say it's the right things in the right order. I mean, we were getting advice from all different angles, just being bombarded with strategies and information. And this was like, no, you do this first, then this, then this. And some of the other things are the profitability of it, just knowing what to cut, what we didn't need to purchase till later on, things like that. And then recruiting, that was huge.
So through that, you found Vyral of executing a 36 touch program, which sounds like is the opposite of a lot of what you were doing before. Like you're going to get on a video interview on a $60 webcam like I'm using now. I'm using the Logitech C920 for the mic, which is like the opposite probably end of the spectrum of like high-end production, high-end filming, and high-end scripting. Was that like a mindset shift given you've spent so much time on the other end of the spectrum before with regard to producing content online?
Yeah. I think because we had spent so much money and accumulated a bunch of debt over this that we became very coachable. So it's not like it
Wow,
was the mindset shift was not that we don't have the ability to do videos or the ideas or we can't. It's like, of course we could go out and buy all that equipment and do it ourselves. It's that we all know what to do. It's executing that everyone has trouble with, and we were like at a point where it's time to delegate and become a business owner and do what is the highest and best use of our time and leave this production to the experts.
Gosh, you were spending a whole day a week doing editing and then all the scripting and the filming.
Mm-hmm. And
not much
articles,
time left to
blog posts,
sell real estate. Yeah.
No.
But you guys, your business went up. So, Vyral is one piece of it. 30 to 40 deals in the pandemic. The height of it, 75, now 109. Give me the top 3 things you changed in your business. Top 3 major things that changed that allowed you to go from where you were, putzing along to this breakthrough. What were they? Top 3 things.
Recruiting. That was number 1.
Listings.
And would you say vendor relationships?
Vendor relationships. So let's talk about those. Let's start with vendor relationships. Did Chris teach you how to zero cost your marketing at all with that?
Yes. Mm-hmm. By partnering with doing co-marketing and all these people we're sending business to anyway. Like, I don't know, our go-to people.
Yeah. So what are some of the vendors, just the industries that they're in, that you sat down with and say, hey, let's participate in the lead generation together because we all win? What are some of the industries that were open to that with you?
Mortgage companies,
so the professions,
title
trades.
Companies, a couple home warranty companies, and home inspection companies. Yeah. But we're going to keep adding more and more that because I'm getting phone calls now. People are like, "Hey, I heard you on the radio. Hey, I see your signs everywhere. I want to."
Doing radio too.
Yep.
How much easier is that for them to produce content?
Oh, it's great.
Right?
I mean, our web traffic shot way up. I mean, it's awesome.
That's great. Okay. So if you want to check out the NAR Economic Impact Study, go Google NAR Economic Impact Study, and you can see state by state all the money that's made when a home sells. Those are all people downstream from you. And you essentially go to them and say, hey, can you help participate in some of the marketing that I'm spending to generate the leads? And Chris Watters has a book, again, the $1 Million Real Estate Team, a brand ambassador chapter that you can read to show you how to do that. And we can include those people in your video blog. Are you guys getting your viral marketing paid for? Zero costed? Like, is someone paying your viral marketing tab, or are you paying the viral marketing tab?
They're not paying directly. They're just contributing to the overall spend.
Yeah, okay. So it's just kind of like a total amount for everything. Let me give you a couple ways, if you want to charge a little more money really quick, on how you can include them with us. How does that sound? I'm going to give it to you really quick. It'd be good for the audience. So vendors was a big thing. So you went to all these people and partnered with them. They paid you money. You set up everything legally on the up and up, which Chris Watters will show you how to do, or you lean on the in-house counsel if they're on the RESPA statement to do that. And where is it? Here it is. Hang on. I just have it in an outline here. I'm going to pull it up. So really quickly, here's all the things you can do. I'm a really big fan of partnering with financial advisors, general contractors, real estate investors, property managers, home stagers, and landscapers. Those are high margin businesses that aren't on the settlement statement. So they may be a little bit easier to get money from. All right. And here's what they get. You'll mention them in every one of your videos. Give them a shout out. You know, this video is brought to you by so-and-so. You're going to interview them in your videos from time to time, like actually make them a guest and interview them about maybe the top questions customers ask them for your video blog. You're going to put an ad to their business on your blog and your website. You're going to put an ad to their business in your emails that go out. You're going to include a gift certificate to them and put it on the kitchen table at all closings for the buyers with a note. Also, when a new lead comes in your autoresponder, you're going to have a letter of recommendation to them going out to go check out their business. You're going to invite them to all your team training. Sounds like you guys are doing that with recruiting to get referrals from agents. You're going to speak with them once a month on the phone to maybe see who you can refer them to. And you'll shoot a little testimonial video recommending them and spend a little bit of money every month remarketing that Facebook ad to your warm audiences. And you could invite them to speak at your seller workshops that you hold. And you could even send a lead generation email out to your entire database to tell people to go hire them. Those would be the deliverables that you put on the contract. And you can do those and work with us and raise money by selling a sponsorship by getting your entire viral marketing fee paid for.
Good stuff. Thank you.
There you go. Yep. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, find a vendor that's maybe not paying you right now and just get them on a 3-way call with us. And we'll explain how it works, and then deal's done. Good. So vendor relationships. Boom. Good job. That was a huge shift for you. That gave you the money necessary to take the risk on the fixed cost of lead generation, probably for listings, right? So I was moving to listings. You're taking more listings. Were you pretty buyer heavy before? Pretty
much, but I had a lot of past customers and a lot of sphere that I was working with before, and then actually that's where we started a business from the very beginning, was expired listings, going after those. So we built our inventory up huge, and then we kind of let that fall apart for some reason. I don't know why. And then the market kind of crashed at that time. And then we just recently been doing it since we've been with Chris, and it's been great.
Going after expireds.
Yes.
And there's still expireds.
Yeah, tons of them. And I show people that. That's part of my presentation. Say, hey, look,
expireds.
Yeah, it's a seller's market, and look, here's a whole handful of expired listings here.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how simple it is to go after expireds? And you hear it all the time, and you think all the agents are doing it, but they're not. Give us 1 or 2 tips. How are you going after expireds that you're getting the edge?
Great question. Well, I do have a full-time in-house ISA. He's calling every day. We do have drip campaigns going out through our CRM, and I got a couple of videos that goes out, emails, and then follow-up is the main thing. And of course, we talk to them. So you
basically have someone dedicated to work them because you knew that you wouldn't be able to dedicate and work them.
Yes, but I had
them with some really good marketing to back up their phone calls with a consistent, repeatable. I mean, how many times do you call and expire before you give up?
Until they say quit calling. Pretty much, or they relist, So,
yeah.
But yeah, when we
okay. So a vendor program you got in place, You hired someone full-time here in the States, or the international, or
They're in my office.
They're in your office, calling and working expireds. Love it. What else are you doing to get more listings?
Well, radio right now. So
where else is your business coming
radio
from?
leads coming in. They call me directly. They go to our website, fill out a form, and they're a lot easier.
What's the message on the radio ad? What's the general call to action? What's the general message you're putting out in the marketplace?
It's pretty much testimonies from our past customers that, hey, we had our house listed with another realtor before. We met Chad and Sandy. We heard him on the radio. Called Chad over. He put a plan together, and boom, we was in a contract in 3 days, higher than what we had listed before. I mean, and just hearing the testimonies, and we refresh them every 30 days on the radio. And then we guarantee, offers on your house, 72 hours, or we'll sell it for free, things like that. But the testimonies are huge right now.
Cool. So you're doing the guaranteed offer, multiple offers in your home in 72 hours, or we'll sell it for free, which you probably have institutional buyers or investor relationships ready to bang those out. What do those usually come in at in your marketplace? I'm just curious of market value for the instant offer. Like I hear like 85%. What are those usually coming at? Or where do you have to be to be relatively competitive on
here recently
offer?
They've been pretty competitive. I mean, they're 90%, and then once I've actually listed some properties, and a few of those iBuyer companies bought my listings for more than
Jacksonville is a hot market for like Blackstone and
so companies. I was like, why do you guys keep buying my listings? And I mean, they're like closing 15 days cash. I mean, they're like, well, we rent them out, so and they want them.
That's great. So testimonials. I was working with the realtor. They didn't get the job done. I heard about Chan Sadie on the radio, and man, they put together this whole plan for me and sold my home for all this money. And I also give them a call. They get you 3 offers, a couple offers in 72 hours. We'll sell the home for free. That's great. Thanks for sharing that. So you raise the money from vendors, so you can go hire someone to make calls, flex expireds, with marketing and video backing you up, and you decide to write the check on radio. Good for you. What else are you doing for listings?
What else are we doing, Sandy? I mean, and also we have our buyer's agents. So whenever they, get a new lead in, that's part of their script is asking them, hey, do you rent or you have to sell a home first before you buy?
Yeah, do you have a home to sell?
And we've converted a lot of people that, hey, we do need to sell, and they're like, perfect. We'll hook you up with our listing specialist, Chad. He'll sit down with you and show, go over a plan with you and help you get your house sold quickly. So that's another.
The number one Facebook ad you can run that generates seller leads cheap, of all the Facebook ads you can run that generates seller leads cheap, is a trade up your home ad. Hey, are you sick of being cramped in your house? Do you want an extra room for an office? Do you want a pool? Here's some little more expensive homes. It's time for you to move up. So they go click on it and they go register to see the house because it's nice. And leads that come in from trade up Facebook ads are also seller leads because they have a home to sell before they buy. Yeah. Cool. How do you know viral marketing is working? So you're giving us money to make the videos and it's been a different strategy. How do you know it's worth it? Because it probably complements the radio. People check you out online. It probably complements the expireds. They don't know who you are. They're checking you out online.
Yeah.
Right?
We're actually getting more views and actually more comments on our videos now. And then it seems like once the video drops, I get, 4 or 5 phone calls probably. It just to remind people, that's crazy.
Great.
So this one yesterday called me yesterday. Said, we're ready to sell our house. And the video dropped like the day before or the day of. I mean, it was...
So it came in through a different lead source, but the video got it to the 36 touch, got them to reach back out. What are the topics that you're publishing that you find get the most engagement when you send out a video?
The last one I did, it was about homestead exemption. That was probably one of the most popular ones we had. Kind of explaining them about when you have to do it, when you purchase property. That was right before the end of 2020 or 2021 to file before March 1st, and the criteria of it, and also the home portability we have in Florida is if you already own a home in Florida, you can actually transfer some of your credits because you've been paying on your homestead to the new house. So it actually lower your homestead on the new house if you're buying up. So it's a great plan.
How did you come up with that topic?
Because it was getting towards the end of the year, and every time I go to the closing, we always tell the buyers or the new buyers about the benefit of homestead. So
you're listening to the questions people ask, and I'll just throw it out there. You know what to tell people because how long have you guys been selling real estate?
16 years.
Is it hard for you to come up with topics?
Not really. I mean, we do get some inspiration from you guys as far as the list we get from the email from you guys that kind of give us some
Yeah, the
ideas, and then
weekly
just kind of run with
newsletter we
that.
publish.
And then hearing from our customers. So
Yeah. All right. So zero costing through vendors helped grow your business. We talked a bit about that. Refocusing on listings. Just wrote some checks and made some investments into getting that, it sounds like. Right? And then you said recruiting was big. Oh, there's more for listings. Tell us.
well, just real quick, we actually increased our commission percentage as well too. I mean, I've been getting a lot of 7% listings, but we from Chris, his listing plan, things like that. We give a bunch of incentives out as well, and they're signing 7% listings with me. And lately,
That's
I've been
because
kind
you
of
give them
taking a little
multiple
bit.
options of a listing presentation, right, for different prices.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the secret
And
there to get a
benefits
higher commission is you create different plans. Right?
Yes.
What's the main reason why someone pays? What's the main problem you solve for a seller on why they pay 7%? Main pain point
I'd
you
say
solve.
the main one is the one is I tell them that, hey, a buyer can sue you up to 30 years after you sell your house. They're like, what? What can they sue me over? So I have actually a testimony from a seller of mine that there was some stuff that came up on his seller property disclosure report. The buyer came in and said, hey, you lied to us. And, I explain that to them. They're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea I could get sued. So that's one of my incentives. I cover up, up to 1 year after the sale of the house. If they do get sued, we kind of cover that expense for them.
Cool. That's awesome.
And they're like, how much more is this, Chad? And I said, just 1% more.
Isn't it crazy? All this.
Sign
Did
here.
Chris teach you that?
Oh yes.
How good is he?
He's amazing.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So anything else you want to share for what you changed to get listings? Did you get more from past clients in Sphere? I mean, 16 years in the business. Did that come
yeah.
up? That's usually a big piece of the business. Expireds, radio. What about past clients, Sphere business?
Seems like recently, our past clients. I mean, they just like, man, I heard you on the radio. I want to sell. We want to, upsize our house. We're having another baby. So all this together, it's all like
Synergistic.
I wouldn't say omnipresent, but I mean, it definitely overflows.
Cool. All right, recruiting. Let's talk about recruiting. That was the third thing that really helped grow your business a lot. What was the mindset shift there of you needed to add agents? I think I have in your notes 13 buyer's agents. That's a big jump.
It was.
How'd you pull that
was
off?
A big shift. Gosh, having a coach, having Chris and Brad coaching us to make sure that we do the work. But the mind shift there is definitely from being in the day-to-day and being individual producer to becoming a leader and inspiring other people, and just totally different positioning.
You are making recruiting videos.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I'm using topics that are pretty much like answering questions that agents, especially newer agents, maybe just a few months in the business or first few years in the business, or struggling agents would have, the things they're tackling. I think for me, it's just brought kind of a brand awareness, like almost celebrity status, because we're emailing them, we're posting them on social media. Well, you guys are posting it for us. And then I have a recruiter now, which I used to do it myself, but now I also have a full-time recruiter.
My goodness, you have a full-time
all day,
recruiter.
every day.
You guys are going to blow up.
Yeah.
I mean, let me step back. This was a huge step for you to start writing checks.
Yes.
Tell me about that. 16 years in the business, doing everything, editing the video.
Yeah.
I mean, literally doing everything to like step back and think like a CEO and start hiring people and writing checks. That sounds to me like the big shift. How did you overcome that, like psychologically?
I think it's because the first year, just training the buyer's agents and having them produce, they built up kind of a cushion for us where we felt comfortable. Not only that, but now we had reserves. We had a plan, like Chris guided us through a plan on how to budget our money and keep reserves. But then the buyer agents producing as well as they did and as fast as they did was kind of it kind of surprised us. So we got ahead and to a place that we were comfortable adding salaried positions, and it was kind of a no-brainer. It all happened very fast. Like, we worked nose to the grindstone every day, day in, day out, straight through the weekends for months, and then all of a sudden it started to take off.
Where'd that motivation come from? What was your big why behind that?
That's a great question. I would say at this point in our life, I mean, it had to be this. At our age, to be able to create something that we could walk away from, and the fact that we'd failed on our own so many times by doing the wrong things or trying to figure it out for ourselves or just throwing money at it. This was kind of, we were all in. Like, we wanted someone who knew what they were doing, professionals who could coach us through, who knew the right answers, and we were just going to do exactly what they said. Someone who'd already been where we wanted to go and just do what they said. And I don't know how else to say it other than that.
Well, you dropped the money on Vyral. It's coming up on almost 2 years. Tell me about the experience. What's working well, and what do you want to improve with us? Or what can we improve? Tell me. What's working well with us?
On the recruiting side, I love that people have, you kind of cross over when you reach that point where they recognize you, and it's like people start to feel like they know us, and that video allows us to do that, because the number one thing I hear during interviews is that you guys are so authentic and real, and they've already made that up their minds about that before they even see us. It's just, our videos are simple and authentic, and the way you guys coach us through it, they feel like they have a connection to me before they even meet me. And then there's a little bit of that celebrity status when I walk in at the end of an interview and they're like, oh wow, we get to meet the team owner. Like, it was so nice of you to drop into the interview. Like, it's just funny because I don't even have to do them anymore. But it's...
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like this... Because we're hitting from so many different angles, like I said, from the emails, the social media, and then having a recruiter call them and talk about us, and then showing up and meeting the people. They kind of make their own decisions about us before they even come in. So it's made recruiting very easy for me.
What about you, Chad, for the database for past clients and Sphere? What's working well with Vyral?
Just the tips and just keeping up with the market, as far as telling them, hey, there's people, and showing the testimonies and talk about my testimonies. This guy was trying to sell.
So you're telling lots of stories.
Yes.
Of how you're helping people.
Yeah. And this guy made extra $50,000, and just crazy numbers. And people are like, what? So some people don't even know that their house is worth that much more now. I mean, people hear it on the news, but then they hear, negative stuff on the news as well too. But, when they hear it from us, they're like, wow.
What would you like to see improve at Vyral?
I'm wondering is there a point that we're actually going to start doing maybe some stuff outside the office, or is it just always going to be like that 2-minute?
Great question. So it sounds like we start everyone off with the webcam and headset, or what you're doing right now. And we interview you. The product that we're using to conduct this interview right now is called Riverside.fm. So go check out Riverside.fm. What it's doing, Chad, is it's recording right to your hard drive. Sandy, it's recording right to your hard drive. So I get like super high quality video content at it, right? So you're kind of chained though to your desk, okay? But Riverside has an app for your phone. There's an app you can install on your iPhone or whatever you're using. And the phone quality is incredible for video content. Now you can go conduct your interviews with us and we'll coach you through a video anywhere in the world when you're untethered using your iPhone. So go download the Riverside.fm app on your phone. And when it comes time to make your video, just open that up. We'll be right there and we'll interview you, and you can change the screen and we're still there. And it records it right to your phone. So it's lossless. It's not the stream. And it sends it to us for editing. How cool is that? All right. Yep.
Nice.
So go ahead and download that on your phone. Now here's the challenge. You're going to have to understand some of the basics of shooting video if you leave your office. Lighting, because you know what the light looks like. Sound and how close the camera is, and ambient sound. How to frame yourself, composition of the shot. These are all the ways that you can easily mess up, kind of like, leaving the controlled environment of recording a video at your desk. But as long as you bring us in on that Riverside.fm app, we can coach you wherever you want to make a video. So you guys will go free to do that.
Awesome.
How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
If I were to recommend something that might be of help to you, is on your phone, you can get like a little extra lens that will go on your phone to give you a little more wide angle. So, but then again, if you have like the latest iPhones, they have like 3 lenses on them. And also you can get a little speaker that will go on your phone to make you even sound amazing. Those are little extra things you can get. But outside of that, you guys can shoot your videos wherever you want. How does that sound?
Oh, awesome.
So I'd like to invite you to, I teach a workshop every month. I actually have one today, getvyral.com/workshop. If you guys ever want to attend, I'm doing this now for all of our new customers to onboard them correctly. And any clients that want to kind of come back home and like, okay, am I really maximizing everything through Vyral? You guys should come to one. And I think it'll get you to help you get the most out of the fee you're paying for us, which I think you get 0 cost at this point. Or I just send the bill to somebody else. So using vendors, going after listings, recruiting, delegating, and writing checks sounds like a big shift that you guys made. And I'm sure Chris also helped you with just accounting. I'll just throw this in there. Did you guys get a little more comfortable with accounting and reserves and how the money works, or were you already comfortable with the accounting of the real estate business?
He definitely helped with that. We were not very good at the finances.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. And if you're watching this and you're working, I wish I had the link in front of me. I should. What's the link for your video blog that people can go see your videos?
Join chadandsandy.com.
That's for that's for the recruiting, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's for the recruiting. Do you have one for your buyers and sellers? Where do we put your buyer and seller stuff? What's that one?
ChadNeumann.com. It's NEUMANN.com.
Awesome. All right, guys. I appreciate you doing this.
Thanks,
I'll let
Frank.
you guys go.